Ministries with Sister Mary. We are continuing to read through the Bible. We are in Joshua chapter 19 and 20. And I will tell you that chapter 19 of Joshua has a lot more names that I'm not going to pronounce exactly right, but we'll do our best. So God bless you as you listen. Our topic is a song of confidence, and this comes from Psalm chapter 46, verses 1 through 3. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. This psalm is a song for all Israel, for all who are truly the chosen of God, called to be His own people. This should exhibit, and we should exhibit, fearless courage. If indeed the Lord be our refuge and strength, we are entitled to seek after a spirit which shall bear us above the dreads of common men. Anything that comes against us, knowing that we are God's children, we should be overcomers. It is not every man that can sing this psalm. He must belong to the believing company. He must have God to be his God, and he must, like Israel, have learned the art of prevailing prayer, or else he cannot sing the song of peace amid commotion and calamity. It was because Luther's heart was chaste towards God, and his whole mind virgin towards divine truth, that he delighted to sing the psalm. In the days of the most furious opposition, he was wont to say to I'm to one of those words, but Melanchthon, come, let us sing the 46th Psalm, and let the devil do his worst. God's people have a sure confidence. Other men build as best they may, but true believers build on the rock of ages. Their confidence is altogether beyond themselves. This confidence is gained by an appropriating faith. Father, I pray that we all have that faith that is necessary to be overcomers in this world. So we're going to start with Joshua chapter 19. Bear with me, brothers and sisters, for some of these names. This is foreign language to us. The second lot came out for Simeon, for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. They had in their inheritance Beersheba, Sheba, Meladah, Hazar, Shual, Bela, Ezim, Eltolad, Bethul, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Morkabath, Hazar, Sesua, Beth Lemoeth, and Sharuin, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, Rimmon, Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were all around these cities as far as Baalath Beer, Ramah of the south. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. The inheritance of the children of Simeon was included in the share of the children of Judah, for the share of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of that people. The third lot came out for the children of Zebulun, according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was as far as Sarid. Their border went toward the west into Maralah, and it went to Dabasath, and extended along the brook that is east of Jokanim. Then from Sarad it went eastward toward the sunrise along the border of Chisloth Tabar, and went out toward Debarath, bypassing Japhia. And from there it passed along the east of Gath Hefer toward Eth Kazan, and extended to Rimmon, which borders of Neah. Then the border went around it on the north side of Hanothan, and it ended in the valley of Jephthah El. Included were Katath, Nahalal, Shimron, Edalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot came out to Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their families, and their territory went to Jezreel, and included Chesulloth, Shanam, Hepharam, Shion, Anaharath, Ribeth, Kishuan, Ebez, Ramath, En Ganim, En Haddah, and Beth Pezez. And the borders reached to Tabor. Shehaziah, or Zimmah, and Beth Shemesh. Their border ended at the Jordan. 16 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families, the cities and their villages. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families, and their territory included Helkath, Halai, Beton, Ashsheph, Halamelech, This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families, the cities and their villages. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families, and their territory included Helkath, Halai, Beton, Ashsheph, Alamelech, Amid, and Mishal. It reached to Mount Carmel, westward along the brook Shehor, Libnath. It turned toward the sunrise to Beth Dagon, and it reached to Zebulun and to the valley of Jephthah, and then northward beyond Beth Emek and Neiel, bypassing Kabul, which was on the left, including Ebron, Rehob, Haman, and Kanah, as far as the great Sidon. And the border turned to Ramah and to the Then the border turned to Hassa and ended at the sea by the region of Ashzib. Also, Emah, Ephek, and Rehob were included, 22 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher. According to their families, these cities were with their villages. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, for the children of Naphtali according to their families, and their border began at Haleph, enclosing the territory from the terebinth tree in Zananim, Adami, Nekeb, and Jabneel, as far as Lakum. It ended at the Jordan. From Haleph, the border extended westward to Asnoth Tabar, and went out from there toward Hakuk. It adjoined Zebulun on the south side and Asher on the west side, and ended at Judah by the Jordan toward the sunrise. And the fortified cities are Zidim, Zer, Hamath, Rekoth, Shenerath, Adamah, Ramah, Hazar, Kadesh, Ederi, En Hazar, Iron, Migdal, El, Hiram, Beth Anath, and Beth Shemesh. 19 cities were with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali according to their families, the cities and their villages. The seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, and the territory of their inheritance was Zorah, Heshtoel, Shemesh, Shalabim, Ajalon, Jephlah, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, Etekah, Gibbethon, Beleth, Juhud, Ben Barak, Gah, Rimmon, Majakran, and Rakan, with the region near Joppa. And the border of the children of Dan went beyond these, because the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem and took it. And they struck it with the edge of the sword, took possession of it, and dwelt in it. They called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land as an inheritance according to their borders, the children of Israel gave an inheritance among them to Joshua the son of Nun. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked for, Timnath Serah, in the mountains of Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt in it. These were the inheritance which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided as an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. So they made an end of dividing the country. Chapter 20 of Joshua. The Lord also spoke to Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint for yourselves cities of refuge, of which I spoke to you through Moses, that the slayer who kills a person accidentally or unintentionally may flee there, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. And when he flees to one of those cities, and stands at the entrance of the gate of the city, and declares his case in the hearing of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city as one of them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And then if the avenger of blood pursues him, they shall not deliver the slayer into his hand, because he struck his neighbor unintentionally. But do not hate him beforehand. And he shall dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the one who is high priest in those days. Then the slayer may return and come to his own city and his own house, to the city from which he fled. So they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in the mountains of Naphtali, Shechem in the mountains of Ephraim, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah. And on the other side of the Jordan, by Jericho eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness on the plain, from the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth in Gilead, and from the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan, from the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger who dwelt among them, that whoever killed a person accidentally might flee there, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation. Psalm chapter 46, verses 1 through 6. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. Selah. This is a river whose streams shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacle of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her just as the break of dawn. The nations raged, and the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, and the earth melted. Proverbs chapter 14, verses 7 through 11. Go from the presence of a foolish man, when you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is favor. The heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not share its joy. The house of the wicked will be overthrown, but the tent of the upright will flourish. Luke chapter 12, verses 32 through 59. Do not fear, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell what you have and give alms. Provide yourselves money bags, which do not grow old, a treasure in the heavens that does not fail, where no thief approaches nor moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be, or be also. Let your waist be girded and your lamps burning, and you yourselves be like men who wait for their master, when he will return from the wedding, that when he comes and knocks, they may open to him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the master, when he comes, will find watching. Assuredly I say to you that he will gird himself and have them sit down to eat, and will come and serve them. And if he should come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. But know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore you also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Then Peter said to him, Lord, do you speak this parable only to us, or to all people? And the Lord said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his master will make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of food in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his master will find doing so when he comes. Truly I say to you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has. But if that servant says in his heart, My master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat the male and female servants, and to eat and drink and be drunk, the master of that servant will come on a day when he is not looking for him, and in an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in two, and appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant, who knew his master's will and did not prepare himself to do according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he who did not know, yet committed things deserving of stripes, shall be beaten with few. For everyone to whom much is given, from him much will be required, and to whom much has been committed, of him they will ask the more. I came to send fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how distressed I am till it is accomplished. Do you suppose that I came to give peace on earth? I tell you, not at all, but rather division. For from now on 5 in one house will be divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. Father will be divided against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Then he also said to the multitudes, Whenever you see a cloud rising out of the west, immediately you say, A shower is coming, and so it is. And when you see the south wind blow, you say, There will be a hot weather, and there is. Hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it you do not discern this time? Yes, and why, even of yourselves, do you not judge what is right? When you go with your adversary to the magistrate, make every effort along the way to settle with him, lest he drag you to the judge deliver you to the officer, and the officer throw you into prison. I tell you, you shall not depart from there till you have paid the very last mite.